Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm going to do the massive new arrival video for March 14th, 2025. Very big week. Not only do I have 2 rows, which it's been a long time since I've had 2 rows of new arrivals to show you guys. There's been a ton of pre-orders that were announced this week, and I also have 2 big whatnot auctions coming up this week, so I'm going to be busy. But let me start showing you guys the new pre-orders this week. And what do you mean show you? You just tell me about the pre-orders, Mike. Well, I'm going to put some stuff on the screen here in a minute because this week I'm announcing the latest record from Cohearent Records. Corey Weeds, Dig Weeds. Awesome title. Awesome cover, like very vintage Blue Note vibes happening, right? So, see what I mean? Because there's the cover. But yeah, that is going to be coming out the week of April 18th. I put April 18th in there tentatively, but that could be plus or minus a couple of days. But it is now up for pre-order on the website. This is the 3rd release from Cohearent Records. Cohearent Records, if you guys are new to the channel, is Kevin Gray, the legendary mastering engineer's label, where not only does he master the records, but he is also the recording engineer for these records. So he is recording these records on his own label, in his own studio, with his own gear, and it is also an all analog, all tube system. All valves, from microphone to cutting head. Very, very unique, very 1950s-esque Rudy Van Gelder, all done in a repurposed living room. His old house, his living room from that house is the recording studio. And if you have gotten one of the first 2 titles, the Kirsten Atkins records, the Kirsten Atkins and then the Anthony Wilson, you know what I'm talking about. These records are amazing. Not only has he found top-tier jazz talent, but he's putting remarkably well recorded records together. They're amazing. If you haven't tried them and you even remotely like jazz, you owe yourself to buy one of the 2 titles that have come out. They're fantastic. Kirsten Atkins, Anthony Wilson. That Anthony Wilson record, fantastic. Highly recommended. You got Gerald Clayton on both. Jeff Hamilton is on the second one. Check it out. The lineup is great. The records are great. But I'm really looking forward to this 3rd one, continuing the series. And yeah, I am, now you'll be able to get it elsewhere, but I am the distributor for Kevin's label, Cohearent Records. So very exciting to get this 3rd release. It's going to come right around Record Store Day, so it's going to be a very, very busy April because this Record Store Day is going to be huge as well. So yeah, get that pre-order in now. I know a lot of people internationally want to do pre-orders. I really don't do pre-orders for international customers, but I will promise you this, I will have plenty of them. Keep in mind, I'm the distributor. Every copy of this record that is out there in the entire world comes in through the back door here. So I will have plenty of copies for you international customers. I will open it up to international when we get a little closer to April. The international system I have in place that, you know, if you've not bought international, we've got a great international system, and it's actually gotten even cheaper the last month because they brought UPS on, but everything is done at the website. All the customs are paid at the website, all the fees, you know the total price to your door, and you pay for it at the website. But because of that, I use like a 3rd-party broker that handles all the customs fees for the website. I can't have things that are months in the future. You know what I mean? It has to be done somewhat in a timely fashion. So I'll open that up for pre-orders shortly, you know, closer to the release. But I will have plenty of copies for you international fans. Just wait. We'll get it for you. It'll be good. Check the new UPS rates too internationally. It's amazing. Like half the price of what DHL. I sent a 12-pound box to, I think, Germany the other day with like 4 box sets in it for $38. No, you know, no fees at the tail end. I mean, it was crazy, ridiculously cheap. I did a double take. I'm like, oh boy, this is about the price to send this box to New York. It was impressive. Okay, so Corey Reeds, very cool. They're doing volume 2. Here's volume 1. They're doing volume 2 of The Complete Live in Paris, 1960, from the Lost Recordings, sometime in April. Bob Dylan, self-titled, mono. Ooh, I don't even know. What is this? See, I didn't put this together. I wish I knew a little more about that. So we got a mono Bob Dylan self-titled, and the times are a changin' mono. I'll have to look into that. Andre 3000, Moving Day, coming out May 9th. The Dylans come out April 11th. Leo Parker, Rollin' with Leo, the next Tone Poet announced. That is coming out May 2nd, and they're doing Gretchen Moncour III, some other stuff. Good record. Tough to find, actually. The Gretchen's, you don't see a lot of Gretchen stuff on Blue Note. I mean, it's out there, but it's one of the more obscure artists on Blue Note. Gary Newman's Berserker, the expanded edition, April 25th. We got the Childish Gambino, Bando Stone, and the New World, April 18th. A self-titled Train coming out the 25th, April 25th. She put some squirrely stuff on this. The Matrix 25th Anniversary Original Motion Picture Soundtrack, May 2nd. J-Hope, May 9th. Hope of the Streets, Volume 1. Oh my God, there's a whole nother page here. Let me try to skim some of this down. Ooh, they're doing some Quadio discs. They just announced a batch of them coming out April 25th. The Spinner, Pick of the Litter, Billy Cobham's Spectrum. They're doing Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain as a blue audio disc. We do a lot of SACDs, blue audios, the quadraphonic Quadio discs. So we carry those as well. They're doing Aretha Franklin's Live at the Fillmore. That's a Quadio. Okay, Lost Season 2. Who the hell? Maybe the soundtrack is good. I hate that show to this day because they wasted so many hours of my life that I'll never get back. And I will never forgive you if you were involved in the making and the writing of that show. You are horrible people for what you did. Selena. Entre a mi mundo. Star Wars Lo-Fi. That comes out April 25th, the Selena. Star Wars Lo-Fi. Music from Volume 1 to 3, May 2nd. Let's see. Ariana Grande, The Eternal Sunshine. This is the Deluxe Brighter Days Ahead edition. Coming out March 28th. Okay, 2 Whatnots. I've got one later today, my Thursday normal Whatnot stream. Pretty good stuff. I put a bunch of Japanese stuff, some of the stuff that overflow from the first pressing auction that's coming out this Sunday. So I'll be on later today for about an hour. But this Sunday, from about 11 to 4-ish, click the link below. I did a standalone video on it, kind of previewing about 95% of the stuff I'm going to be auctioning off. But it's essentially going to be super clean, first pressings, a lot of stuff like minty stuff in the shrink, a lot of clean metal. Watch the preview video. It's pretty solid. I did a preview video for it a couple days ago. So the last video I posted. Okay. We got an event here. This is a lot of stuff. I guess I will start, let me make some space. I will start with the stuff on the top shelf. This is kind of cool. Limit 1 per customer. But, you know, I've got a couple autographed cassettes, and that's what this is. I'm not a Coheed and Cambria fan, but if you are, check it out. This is an autographed cassette of, I believe, their latest album, The Father of Make-Believe. But it's kind of nice because it's sealed, but it's autographed on the front. It's not, you know, an insert. So very cool. If you're a Coheed and Cambria fan, this is for you. It's under 20 bucks, and I think they only made 500 of these. So pretty awesome. I've got a Billie Eilish autographed cassette, I think. Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, SACD from Analogue Productions. A couple of these are restocks from MoFi, Dire Straits self-titled. Brothers in Arms, On Every Street. We've got Hotel California and Dire Straits Communique. Those are restocks. The Genesis is new. Few more restocks. We got a big Analogue Productions restock. I will show you that at the tail end of the video. That's going to be this whole side over here. Oh, restock of Steely Dan's Asia. The Doors, self-titled. Pink Floyd's Animals, the 2018 remix, kind of the definitive edition if you ask me. My preferred way to listen to the record. And the SACD of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Those are Analogue Productions SACDs. Okay, let me get some of these box sets out of the way. Some of these are new. Like this is the Buena Vista Social Club. This is at 45 RPM, cut by Bernie Grauman from the original master tape. I'm pretty sure they're using the original Classic Records masters from this. Classic Records did this at 45 RPM. But yeah, done by Analogue Productions. Absolutely phenomenal record at 45 RPM. Kind of the same jacket that they did for the Genesis Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. So same kind of style jacket. So that is new. Also, finally, I'm so glad to get it out the door. Steely Dan's Katie Lied. Only one more to go, and then I never have to hear about where's my Steely Dan ever again. It's going to be a joyous day. I'm going to go across the street. I'm going to have a cocktail. One more to go. This is cool. I mean, it seems like nobody liked this record. I actually thought it was really good, but I haven't met anybody else who did. A lot of people are like, Roger Waters doing Dark Side of the Moon. That's horrible. It's not better than the original, but of course it's not better than the original. It's new. It's different. It's like a cover, but it's a cover from the guy who wrote it. But it's much different. And if I'm going to listen to covers, I personally want my covers to be very different. People are all going nuts over this Post Malone Nirvana album that is coming out for Record Store Day, where he essentially covers Nirvana tunes. I didn't like it, because if I want to listen to Nirvana tunes that sound like Nirvana, I'll just go listen to Nirvana. This is cool because it doesn't sound like Dark Side of the Moon. You know it's Dark Side of the Moon, but it's very different. It's kind of like the Flaming Lips Dark Side of the Moon. It's fantastic because it's nothing like the original. But what's cool about this is not only do you get the album itself, but you're getting the album two different ways. They're doing it as a standard LP, but you're also getting it on 4 10-inch discs cut at 45 RPM. So there's an audiophile version of it in here. But also you're getting, let's see, Dark Side of the Moon live at the London Palladium on gold vinyl, CD, Blu-ray, and then high-res 96/24, and then a 40-page book. The live concert is actually coming out for Record Store Day, but if you want it now, you can get it in the box set. So very cool. But not better than the original. Different. Okay, Steely Dan restock of Countdown to Ecstasy, UHQR by Analogue Productions. And we got a restock of Asia. This is going to be an expensive album when we get to the point where these things sell out and they're not available anymore. I still, to this day, consistently sell Asia. They all sell, but not like Asia. There's going to be a point in time where people are clamoring for that record. Okay, this week's new arrival. I will start with some of the long-anticipated titles. Starting with Miles Davis, The Complete Live in Paris, 1960, Volume 1. That unfortunately was stuck in customs for 2 weeks. But here it is. This is the first pressing numbered edition. We've got number 1251. Also, from the Lost Recordings, we've got the original American Folk Blues Festival. Memphis Slim, John Lee Hooker, Willie Dixon, Sonny Boy Williamson. Same thing, first pressing, numbered to 300. This is number 319. I don't know how many of these they did. Maybe 3,000? Janos Starker, the unreleased Berlin studio recordings from 1963. Also, first press, numbered edition. Okay, a lot of people have been emailing me lately. Where is Fleetwood Mac's Tango in the Night? From what I hear, there was an issue with manufacturing and they were recalled. So we don't have them. Some of them got out, but somebody told me, and I haven't heard it because I never got one, that there was an issue with the mastering. But while that's getting repressed, we got Mirage. So it'll cure your fix for the moment. Yeah, cut at 45 RPM, Mirage. Let's see, half-inch 30 IPS, analog master. It's a DSD 256, analog console to lathe. I've got minty copies, but if you want to save a few bucks, I got a couple copies that came with a slight corner ding. I mean, it is the slightest of slight corner ding, but I've got these cosmetic damage copies for a few bucks less. So figured I'd mention that to you. So if you're wondering why there's two of them on the website, one's got a tiny corner ding. New from Mobile Fidelity, Miles Davis, My Funny Valentine. This is the Super Vinyl variant. Limited to 3,000 copies on Super Vinyl. Milt Jackson and John Coltrane, Bags and Train. This is part of the Atlantic 75th Anniversary Series. This one's numbered 1319. Mastered and cut from the original master tapes. I'm looking forward to this one. I was a big fan of the last Otis Redding. This is another great title. This is also numbered, part of the Atlantic 75 series. The Otis Redding Dictionary of Soul. Great record. CSN, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. You know, these guys are talented, and I love Deja Vu. I love the Couch album, but I put this on, and it's been a long time since I've heard it. This record is so boring. Oh. Is it yacht rock? I mean, they are yachting on the front. It kind of was a snooze fest. I'm just not a fan of this record musically. Sonically, it sounded fantastic. I listened to it a couple times. Just a song before I go, it's not for me. It's just too... Maybe if I was in at work and I was at home, like about to pass out, that record could get me there quicker. Not my thing. Genesis, the self-titled. Exceptionally well done, though. I will point out, on a side note, you can't really see this on camera, but it's not only a textured cover, but like the original, they glued the photograph directly to the cover. So extremely well done. And if you are a fan of the record, you are going to be happy. This one I'm looking forward to. Genesis, the self-titled Genesis. I love the Phil Collins era Genesis, the poppy Genesis with Mama, Illegal Alien. So I'm looking forward to this. This is, I know I'm alone. Everyone that is a big Genesis fan, they're not a big fan generally of the Phil Collins era stuff, but I'm not a fan of the non-Phil Collins Genesis. I like the poppy Phil Collins version, you know, so that's just me. New Pablo title, Art Tatum and Ben Webster, the Tatum Group, Masterpieces. Ella Fitzgerald and Joe Pass, Take Love Easy. Boy, it is amazing how quickly these Pablos are selling. Blows my mind. Every time I see one, I can't help but reminisce how they were impossible to sell 15 years ago. But now people are hip to the sonic splendor that is the recording of Pablo's. Okay, this is the original soundtrack to The Hotspot. John Lee Hooker, Miles Davis, Taj Mahal, Roy Rogers. Analogue Productions, cut at 45 RPM. We've got the two next Bluesville titles. This series has been really great. I've been impressed so far. Titles that are not only musically good, but next to impossible to find. And when you do find them, they're always beat up and trashed. Lonnie Johnson, Blues and Ballads. Kind of the, you know, this is the Acoustic Sounds Bluesville series, similar to the Contemporary series, but essentially an extension of the OJCs. And then Mississippi John Hurt's Today. Speaking of OJC, and you can see why I say they're essentially a continuation of the OJC. I mean, yeah, the Obi's a little different. And the mastering's a little different. Matt Luthans does these at the Mastering Lab in Salina, Kansas from the original master tape. He does do some of the OJCs, but this particular one was done by Kevin Gray at Cohearent. But same style of cover, all analog. You know, it's the audiophile production. That's the similarities there. But yeah, Joe Pass is a virtuoso. Archie Shepp, The Magic of Juju. This is a Verve by Request title. Another Verve by Request, we have Marion Brown's Vista. The new Lady Gaga album, Mayhem. I listened to this twice now. This is pretty bad. I did not like it. And I'm a Lady Gaga fan. I liked the first couple albums. I thought Joanne was good. Art Pop was fantastic. The Joker album was absolutely atrocious. It was terrible. Just terrible. And this is her trying to, in my opinion, recapture the magic she had 20 years ago, but it just sounds old and dated. And yeah, not good. I tried. Doesn't work. I know. Go ahead in the comments. How do you like Lady Gaga with the CSN? I know. Different strokes. I like what I like. Art pop, good. CSN puts me to sleep. Grease 2, the original motion picture soundtrack. Actually, it's funny. After I listened to that CSN, I just went and I'm like, oh, this is... And I went and grabbed the Couch Hop and put that on. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is perfect. Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes live at the Greek. This is absolutely a fantastic record. 25th anniversary. This is the best of from the legendary LA Greek shows. They're doing a box set. That's the complete concert, by the way, if you want the whole thing. 15 remixed and remastered tracks with never before released Led Zeppelin and Black Crowes classics. On Blue Note, Nels Crane. This is Concentric Quartet. Very cool. This is the indie retail exclusive on black vinyl, but it comes with an autographed signed insert. Come on, fantastic. Even the jazz guys are getting into the autographed inserts for indie stores now. This is just fantastic. The newest album by Coheed and Cambria's, let's see, The Father of Make Believe. Unfortunately, this is not autographed. You got to buy the cassette if you want the autograph. Double LP, triple gatefold jacket, translucent light blue vinyl. The very best of Talk Talk. This is a 2-disc greatest hits of Talk Talk. Mad Season. Let's see, Above. 180 gram. This is the standard vinyl version. There is an indie exclusive version of this coming out that's limited to 3,000 copies. I have heard from the label that the release date is being pushed back a month. So, black vinyl here, indie, splatterwax, coming soon. From Music on Vinyl, we've got Laura Nyro's Mother's Spiritual, limited to 750 individually numbered copies on translucent pink vinyl. This is number 98. From Candid, we've got Memphis Slim. Let's see, remastered by Michael Graves. That's unfortunate because originally Bernie Grunman was doing all these from what I heard was the master tape. Nectar sounds like this. This is the indie exclusive variant. What? I've never seen this. This is green splatter, but this is limited to 100 copies. Only 100. This is number 80 of 100. So, yeah, I'm never getting this again. 100 copies. I mean, I know it's Nectar and it's not got the hugest fan base, but you would think they could sell maybe more than 100 copies. Florence and the Machine, Symphony of Lungs. This is the BBC Proms at the Royal Albert Hall. Oh look, just in time for Easter, we have Now Playing, Spooky Rock. This is a greatest hits, the Now Playing series are kind of retrospective greatest hits comps, and this is dedicated to Halloween. This will be great for Halloween. Look at this. Psycho Killer, Devil Inside, Pet Sematary by the Ramones. I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night, The Electric Prunes, Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon. This is great. Hypnotized by Fleetwood Mac. Welcome to My Nightmare by Alice Cooper. What do we got here? Mac Miller's Balloonerism. I don't know if this is just a restock or a newer pressing. Whole series of these Now Playings just came out. Curtis Mayfield. Again, these are like retrospectives. A lot of hits like Superfly, Pusher Man, Get Down, but then there's some more modern stuff on here, which, modern for Freddie, or excuse me, modern for Curtis Mayfield is like, the mid to late 70s in this case. Same thing, Now Playing, Wilson Pickett. Mostly his 60s stuff, Funky Broadway, Hey Jude, Mustang Sally, In the Midnight Hour, mostly the stuff you'd want. Those are great. They're budget greatest hits, essentially, for 20 bucks. What the? This is a horrible idea. Who came up with this idea? This just seems like a bad idea, okay? This is De La Soul's Clear Lake Auditorium 12-inch EP. But as you could see, the jacket has actually got liquid inside of it. So hopefully it doesn't spring a leak on your shelf. And hopefully I get it the hell out of here before it springs a leak on my shelf. Although we did double bag it, which is smart. I like how they double bagged it in the back. Very smart. Interesting. Very interesting. On clear green vinyl in a gel sleeve. Okay. Clipping. Dead Channel Sky from Sub Pop, the loser edition. First pressing. Gloria. Nope. Glorilla. Glorious. What the hell is this? Too Short. You Nasty. Includes 2 BITCHs and Pimp Shit. Another now playing. Lupe Fiasco on laser red transparent vinyl. La Revolution di Emiliano Zapata. Yeah, it's probably close enough. What is this? I don't know because it's not in English. Remastered from the original tapes, 180 gram vinyl, poster included. Oh, wait a minute. It's bilingual. Let's see. Mexican psychedelic rock, it would appear. Akalu, Choke Enough, indie vinyl exclusive. In This Moment, Rise of the Blood Legion, Greatest Hits, Chapter 1. Dream Theater. Parasomnia, limited to 1,000 copies. This has been selling really well so far. This is, I don't know what version this is. This must be the indie. Yeah, indie exclusive, limited to 1,000 copies. But I've sold a ton of the black vinyl. Godflesh, Street Cleaner, indie vinyl exclusive on yellow vinyl. Sun Ra and his Myth Science Orchestra, When Angels Speak of Love. Who did this? Remastered mono version for the first time on vinyl since 1966 on Cosmic Myth Records with a really nice tip-on jacket. Cool. Talks about on the back here how the original pressing was limited to 150 and it cost $1 zillion, and if you want it, there's a cheaper version. ZZ Ward, Liberation. Less Than Jake. This is the Forever version on 180 gram black heavyweight vinyl. It includes the jacket behind, or the sleeve, you know, with the disc in it behind the jacket so you don't get seam splits. I'm going to take a break here. Normally I cut that, but this video's too long. I don't want to be sitting there processing videos all night. Less Than Jake, Losing Streak. This is also the Forever version on black vinyl. The Pogues. The Rest of the Best. A classic 1992 compilation on green vinyl. Another now playing, Seals and Croft. Summer Breeze. Lonesome Drifter, Charlie Crockett. And we've got, that's the indie exclusive on silver vinyl, and this is the black vinyl version. Oh boy, so many records. So many records. We've got Warren Zanders, Relapse, Lies, and Betrayal. Ooh, look at that Shelby GT500 on the front. Nice. Very cool. And another Now Playing. We've got Eddie Rabbit and Judy Collins, both Now Playing. Every one is called Now Playing. So that's what they are. They're Rhino's version of greatest hits. Okay, a restock from Mobile Fidelity, and then I will show you the Sam Records and Analogue Productions restock. But I'm pretty sure this is all of the new stuff here. So if you don't want to see the the restocks, have a good time. Okay, Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. I'll try to get through them quick. From Mobile Fidelity, The Cars, self-titled. Ellington at Newport. This is part of the Silver Series, their budget series. Men at Work, same thing, Silver Series. And a JT, which I actually thought this was out of print, and it looks like they probably brought it back. I don't know what the deal is with this, but I'm pretty sure this was gone at one point in time. Okay, that is it from Mobile Fidelity. Let me show you the Sam Records restocks. Absolutely phenomenal record. Miles Davis, Barney Weiland, Elevator to the Gallows. This is the original way this record came out. It came out later on as Jazz Tracks. The original way it was issued was as a 10-inch LP in France in this beautifully replicated flip-back cover, looking just like this. Great record, highly recommend it. Love Sam Records, one of my favorite boutique jazz labels. They're kind of the Music Matters of France. This is Mal Waldron's Ratnow, Paris, 1970. They go back, like Music Matters did. They get the original photo negatives. They recreate the artwork. Look how fantastic this looks. Bird in Paris, originally on Brunswick. Records that are absolutely impossible to find here in the United States. Okay, restock from Analogue Productions. We've got Kick. Bad Companies, self-titled, Bad Co. Ooh, from my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list, Leonard Skinner's, pronounced Leonard Skinner. Absolutely fantastic record. Sonically as well. Kind of another, it's not my favorite record, it's a good record, but Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare, this blew me away how good that sounded. That's a phenomenal sounding record. Muddy Waters Folk Singer, this is the 33 RPM. Kind of like the the Alice Cooper band stuff more than his solo stuff. John Coltrane's Lush Life, all analog, cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. Kind of what ended up being the template for future Concord releases through the OJC program. Got a restock of Count Basie and Oscar Peterson, The Timekeepers. Another Pablo restock, Duke Ellington. This one's for Blanton. Analogue Productions, Duke Ellington's Masterpieces. This is the 33 RPM version. Analogue Productions, Duke Ellington's Blues in Orbit. This is 33 RPM as well. The most expensive Prestige, if you find an original, and that is Tommy Flanagan's Overseas. It was recorded overseas, but you can see it's Tommy Flanagan over a bunch of C's. It's great. Originals of that are like $5 if you find a minty one. From Analogue Productions, part of the RCA Living Stereo reissue series they did, Heifetz. More Living Stereo, The French Touch. Mobley's Second Message, part of the Prestige run they did, all analog, cut by Kevin Gray. All of these were cut by Kevin Gray, all the Prestige 50s. Groovin' with Golson. This is the 33 RPM Stevie Ray Vaughan's The Sky is Crying. Got a lot of good restocks in. Let's see, Sarah Vaughan. How long has this been going on? On Pablo. Kansas City 3. For the second time. Count Basie. Ahmad Jamal at the Prushing. The Ray Brown Trio, Solar Energy. This is, I think, a 45, yeah. 45 RPM. And if you're not into classical and you want an awesome classical title that'll wow your friends, this is the one to get. One of the most expensive, most desirable original RCA living stereos, but sonically fantastic. Ballet music from Faust and the Carmen Suite. Fantastic sonically, a winner. Great record. This is the 33 RPM of Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. Comes in 45 as well. Cut at 45 RPM, this is Pictures at an Exhibition. Every title that they did that's an RCA living stereo that they did at 45 RPM is unbelievable. They only did a few at 45, but the ones they did at 45 RPM are sonically out there. They're fantastic. Milstein's Masterpieces. One of the very few desirable classical titles that are on Capitol would be the Milsteins, and that's one of them reissued. Self-titled from Boz Scaggs. Elvis is back. Unbelievable how good this sounds. Really, really good. Joe Walsh. The smoker you drink, the player you get. Eddie Money. This is the 33 RPM. Another prestige title. Jimmy Forrest's Out of the Forest. Again, all analog, cut by Kevin Gray. The Tenor Scene, Annie Lockjaw Davis. Almost done. This is not all, some of these are, used records in the back. Eric Dolphy at the 5 spot. The Sound of Jazz. This is a great, great record. 33 RPM. RCA Living Stereo, Julian Bream. Let's see. I don't remember getting this in. Henrik. This is a Henrik recital. Tchaikovsky, Heifetz, Violin Concerto. Oh, this is fantastic. The 45 of this. Oh, okay, both here. The 33, fantastic. Scheherazade, cut at 33. But if you want something that'll really stretch out the drivers on your stereo system, get it at 45 RPM. Fantastic, really, really good. Another fantastic title, one that I always recommend to people, getting kind of going with classical. Witch's Brew. Really, really good comp. A lot of great stuff on here. Bartok. And the last title to show you on this marathon video is Rubinstein's Chopin Concerto Number 1. And that is it for this week's new arrival video. This is generally the time of the new arrival video that I think to myself, boy, I hope I hit record, because sometimes I haven't done that and I had to go back and do this all again. But I'm looking at the red light, so that's a good sign. I think about it a little more when I'm doing these hour-long videos, but I think we're good. All right, guys, all this stuff can be bought on the website at theingroove.com, and I also will see you later on today and this Sunday on Whatnot. Until next time.